Tatchukshurtivahitam purastat shukramucharatam Pashima Sharada Shatam Jibima Sharada Shatam Srinayama Sharada Shatam Prabhama Sharada Shatam Adina Syama Sharada Shatam Dau Shantihi Antariksham Shantihi Prithivi Shantihi Apa Shantihi Oshadhaya Shantihi Vanaspataya Shantihi Vishve Deva Shantihi Brahma Shantihi Sarvam Shantihi Shanti Deva Shanti Same Shanti Dedhi. From the Yajurveda. O Lord, may we live happily for 100 years. May our speech, may our eyes, our ears, and all our senses wax clear and strong for 100 years. May we never be overcome by weakness. O Lord, whatever peace is in the heaven and the sky, whatever peace dwells in earth and water, whatever peace resides in herbs and trees, whatever peace abides in the gods and Supreme Brahman, whatever peace can be found in all other things, may that peace come unto us. May that peace come unto us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is Stories of Vedanta Monks, Part 20. Vedanta Monks. Some years ago I saw in the television an evangelist was giving a sermon and dragging the spirit away from a sick woman. Perhaps you might have seen that kind of show in the morning television on Sundays. That woman was very sick and she felt that she was possessed by a ghost, spirit. She came to the church. The evangelist, after the sermon, called her on the stage. And he was shouting, and you spirit go, Jesus has possessed her. And then this evangelist pushed her, and two men were behind, and they held her and brought her back to the seat, and she became normal. So I met a monk in Omkareshwar in 1997, very famous Vedanta monk. He only teaches Prasthanotraya, Upanishad, Gita, Brahma Sutra, with Shankara's commentary. And very great monk. He was teaching his students in a similar way. He said a woman came to him, to an exorcist, and said that I am possessed by a spirit, female spirit. The exorcist heard the whole story and said to her, yes, I can see it. And at the same time I feel that after 7 days you are possessed by another spirit. You are very in a bad shape after 7 days, don't you? Well, yes. Then the exorcist says, all right, tomorrow you come and I shall perform a ritual and I shall repeat the mantras. I shall drag both the spirits away from you. So her people brought her the next day Then the exorcist performed a little ritual in front of the image of the Divine Mother. And he started to throw some mustard seeds on her body and repeating the mantra. Then she waved the light, he waved the incense, and repeating all kinds of mantras. Then he said, now you drink this 1 glass of Ganges water. Ganges water is very pure, as all Hindus believe. It will purify your body. And now you repeat this mantra. Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. This Ram mantra has a tremendous power. It will clean your mind. Your mind will be free from trouble. This mantra has a power. So I shall go on doing my ritual, and you repeat the mantra, and let us see. And this exorcist has a peacock feather. With that peacock feather, he was hitting on her head and repeating the mantra. And then after 1 hour, he said, I think I do not see that spirits anymore inside you. Both are gone. Don't you feel good? Yes, I feel good. You know, in that spiritual atmosphere and this and that. Then he suggested that you felt that ghost entered when you were in dark room alone. Now, you do one thing. Henceforth, you try to keep a vigil light in your room. You will be fine. And that person left. Then one of the disciples of this person asked, Sir, how did you do it? Is it true that she was possessed by a ghost? And is it true that you dragged that ghost away? Well, no. She was never possessed by ghost, and I did not drive the ghost away either. Then how it worked? But it entered in her mind. So I cured her through her. This story reminds me the most important aspect of Vedanta philosophy. All human beings are possessed, hypnotized by Maya, ignorance. How can I drive away this ignorance, Maya? Vedanta says this Maya has 2 departments, Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya. Avidya Maya is a bad Maya, it binds us. And Vidya Maya is a good Maya, it releases us. So we counteract the Avidya Maya by Vidya Maya. And then both should be out from your system. Both bad and good are equally strong to bind us. As Swami Vivekananda gave an example, iron chain can bind you, and the gold chain also can bind you. Both are equally strong to bind us. Both bad and good, both must go. Then you will be free from bondage, free from ignorance. That Vedanta teaches. It is called Adhyaropa Apavada. That is the technical term. Adhyaropa means superimposition, and Apavada means desuperimposition. This is the way Vedanta works. We are free. Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Satya, Svabhava. That Vedanta says. We are by nature Nitya, Shuddha, ever pure. Buddha, ever awakened. Mukta, ever free. Satya, Svabhava, eternal. Ananta, by nature we are infinite. Advaya, non-dual. Ananda, bliss. Our very nature is infinite, non-dual, blissful self. But we are possessed. How to get rid of it? Just dehypnotize yourself. The teacher, the guru, the scripture will help you. As the exorcist and the evangelist helped these 2 women, so the guru And the scriptures, all these things will help us. It is a beautiful way to understand Vedanta. How we can hypnotize ourselves. Anyhow, that is my opening story. Now, I shall talk to you about a monk. His name was Swami Ambikananda, a disciple of Swami Brahmananda. His life story is very, very interesting. When his mother was pregnant, he resolved that when this child is born, I shall offer to Sri Ramakrishna. Ambikananda's father's name was Nabagopal Ghosh, and his mother's name was Nistarini Ghosh. Both were disciples of Holy Sri Ramakrishna. So, when the child was born, 2-3 months old, the mother brought this little baby to Dakshineshwar and put on the lap of Sri Ramakrishna. This one I give to you. Sri Ramakrishna looked at this little child, and he was caressing his head, that little baby, 2 months, caressing his head, and asked, what is the name? What name did you give to this boy? Nirod Varun. Very good name. Then Sri Ramakrishna looked at him, that little baby. All right, now you keep this child with you and raise him, and I shall take him at the right time. He was born in 1884. Sri Ramakrishna passed away in 1886. So when he was a little boy, he was visiting monastery with his parents. He saw Swamiji, all the Jari disciples, Holy Mother, and the little boy was fond of all, fond of everybody. He wrote in his he told all these reminiscences to a Swami whom I knew very well, Swami Dhireshananda. From 1853, he was recording these memoirs of this monk in Almora and as in Benares, where he lived. He used to tell that how I saw Swamiji. When I was 14, 15 years old, I came to Belur Math, and Swamiji was lying down on a canvas, some camp coat, under a mango tree. Hey, young boy, do you know how to massage? Oh, yes, yes. Little boy, 14, 15 years old. He started to press Swamiji's feet. You don't have any strength. You do not eat food. Your parents do not feed you well. I am not very strong, Swamiji. I am a very little weak boy. Then Swamiji said, eat well. Then he saw Swamiji was singing in the living room. Kailasapoti Maharaja, Bhola, Mere Bhola, Mere Bhola. Swamiji was singing a song on Lord Shiva and playing the mridanga, the drum and singing. But this boy was very good in music, great musician. So I saw that Swamiji was singing and playing the drum. You know why I felt? I felt one can enter into deep spiritual life through classical music. How classical music can create an atmosphere and uplift human minds, that I saw in Swamiji. What a great singer, what a wonderful voice. And his mood, divine mood. Well, one day I saw Swamiji was just with loincloth. His American boot shoe was there, and hunting shoes, and a long shirt, and his hubble bubble in his hand, and he is walking on the bank of the Ganges. You will have to know that our monastery is in the west part of the Ganges, and Dakshineshwar, diagonally, is the east side of the Ganges. So Swamiji all of a sudden was watching the Dakshineshwar temple. Stopped. And this little boy was standing there, he was watching Swamiji, this side, that side, completely out. He was deeply thinking about his days with Sri Ramakrishna and Dakshineshwar. All these old memories came back. And Swamiji is gone. Standing, he was almost in an ecstasy in Samadhi. He was talking about his reminiscences about Swamiji. One day he was talking to his disciple Chetanananda. You boys, do you know how to make pulao? Why don't you make pulao today and feed your guru? Chetanananda was excited, got all the ingredients. It is not easy to get all the ingredients of pulao. So he got all this, some raisins and nuts and all those things and ghee, and made a wonderful pulao for Swamiji. Sometimes we see that if you want to serve your guru, how to serve. But that I saw. Then he talked about Sri Ramakrishna. Well, sometimes the Brahmas used to come and say, "Sir, when we shall come, you please put on your clothes." Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna, in ecstasy, cloth would drop from his body. The Sri Ramakrishna said to his nephew, Hriday, "Hey, dress me up, the Brahmas will come today." So he put on his clothes, give me shirt, give me socks, give me a cap and muffler and coat. So he dressed up because the Brahmas are coming to see him. Then after talking a little while, his cloth dropped and he said, "Do I look like a gentleman?" Then all laughed. "Look, mother did not want me to bind. The knot, when you put on the clothes, we give a knot around the waist." It dropped. Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna, he was talking about Sri Ramakrishna. Sometimes he used to walk in the garden of Dakshineshwar. And the other side was the cantonment, British cantonment. All Sikh regiments are there, the Sikhs with turban on. They're great fighters. So the Sikhs saw Sri Ramakrishna and said, "It's a Paramahansa hai. This man is Paramahansa, the supreme swan, the monk who transcended all Maya, illumined soul." So Sri Ramakrishna got his name, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, which is the Punjabis. The Sikh people gave that name to Sri Ramakrishna. That he said. Then he said, this story I heard from my mother. His mother, the Ambikananda's mother, was very close to Thakur. She was a partial incarnation of the Divine Mother, Chinnamasta. So he says, once a poor woman from a village came to see Sri Ramakrishna. She bought 4 jalebis with 1 anna. And in a small package, she was hiding because it is a poor presentation. Generally bring sandesh, good food to Sri Ramakrishna. I am so poor, I cannot afford to buy fancy food for the master. So she came, and Sri Ramakrishna's room was surrounded by all dignitaries, very big, many people. She did not dare to enter Sri Ramakrishna's room. So she was seated outside on the staircase of the Nahavat. And Sri Ramakrishna all of a sudden left his room and searching something. Then he came to this woman and said, "I am very hungry. Give me what you brought for me." Then she opened her jalebi, and Sri Ramakrishna started to eat jalebi and then came to his room. Swami said, it shows this master was Antarjami. He is all-knowing. He knows our inside, outside, everything. This, another story also, he says, I heard from my mother. In Dakshineshwar, there was a cat and gave birth to few kittens. And they used to go for food in the temple compound. And the temple guards used to hit these cats. And they used to come to Sri Ramakrishna's room and take shelter under his bed, under his cot. And Sri Ramakrishna used to feed them. When studying, Ambikananda's mother came to Dakshineshwar and Sri Ramakrishna saying, hello, I have a request. Could you help me? Of course. Anything you want, sir, I shall help you. These cats have taken refuge in me. These temple people do not feed them, sometimes hurt them, so they come to my room. Will you take them to your home? You have a big family, you will be able to feed them. Of course, sir. I shall take all your cats to my house. So she took away all the cats from the master. And whenever Sri Ramakrishna met in the congregation in other places, he asked this lady, hello, are you feeding those cats? Remember, they have taken shelter with me. Always look after them. It shows that Sri Ramakrishna was Ashrayodata, one of the characteristics of an avatar. He gives shelter. If you take refuge in him, no power in this world can harm you or hurt you. Then he told the other story of Swami Brahmananda. Swami Brahmananda was meditating in Swamiji's room in Belur Math, and Swami Ramakrishnananda came from Madras to see him. He was waiting outside. He did not change his cloth without seeing Brahmananda. He will not do anything. And Maharaj was meditating till 10:30 in Swamiji's room. When he came out, he bowed down and said, Swami, you are not supposed to do this kind of meditation. You are already illumined. Why are you meditating so much? Oh no, in old age I'll have to do something, so I meditate, that's all. These people, after illumination, they like to demonstrate for teaching others. They demonstrate that how to lead a real spiritual life. Then he mentioned Swami Brahmananda has a hobby for flowers and vegetable garden. He loved gardening. And Swami Vivekananda had a lot of pets. He had goat, dog, stork, swan, deer, all kinds of animals are in the monastery. So sometimes Swamiji's regiments would go to Brahmananda's garden and eat his vegetables and other things, and Swami, but you put a fence. They used to exchange that, if that your animals are finishing my flower garden. How does an illumined soul behave? One day Swami says that I put my soap foam on my face and I was shaving. All of a sudden Swami Brahmananda called me in Banaras. I rushed. One side was soap. Maharaj, you called me? Yes. Why? Well, this girl has come for initiation. And I was thinking, do you think I should initiate her? Maharaj, it is up to you. Why are you asking me? No, Sometimes I ask people. Then he said, Sri Ramakrishna one day was telling me, do you know about this person? No? What? You are coming to me for a long time, you do not know what is inside inside of a person? Sri Ramakrishna taught him. If anybody comes, seeing you, he can say what is inside you. Very embarrassing sometimes. Sri Ram, he has a special power to evaluate a human being. Even Swamiji used to ask him, could you check this person? He can see that person's future. And he can read that person's mind. Swami Ambikananda said, we are in Vrindavan. Swami Brahmananda, Swami Turiyananda, myself and my father. Swami Brahmananda asked me, hey, come with me. He was a boy, 16, 17 years old. Let us go to Radharaman temple of Vrindavan, very famous temple. And there some singing, some bhajan was going on. So Swami said, this boy will sing. So he sang some beautiful songs on Krishna, on Mother. Then the owner of the temple was so pleased, they gave a lot of food. Then while coming back, Brahmananda said, look, we glorified mothers, so the mother provided all food for us. Just see, always glorify God, the Divine Mother. Then he talked about Swami Brahmananda's exalted stage. Brahmananda was the president of the order. After the meeting, the trustee meeting, you need the signature of the president that these resolutions are passed. Brahmananda said, I cannot sign today. Next day he came, no, not today. I am not feeling good. Next day again, Sharadananda came. Maharaj, it is urgent, we need the signature. All right, bring the pen. They brought the pen. Then holding the pen, he said, I forgot the spelling of my name. Come tomorrow. I forgot the spelling of my name. They knew, the disciples knew, that until he gets command from God, he will not sign. He has a direct connection with Sri Ramakrishna. He will wait for the right time. Then, later he signed. You know, sometimes we do not understand the way of this illumined soul, how they live in this world, how they function. No ego. God occupies them and work. Swami Brahmananda developed diabetes. So, a devotee came, Maharaj, we are very sorry, I heard that you have diabetes, you cannot have any more sweets. Maharaj humorously said, not only I can have sweets, I cannot even use the sweet words. That will increase my diabetes. No more sweet words for you. Because he was very humorous. Then Swami said, when I was a young boy, I used to visit Baranagar Monastery, Alambajar Monastery. On the Alambajar Monastery, on the wall, there are some maxims the disciples wrote. Mukti michhati chet tato vishayan vishavat tyaja. Hello, if you really want liberation, shun the worldly objects like poison. That's the message they wrote. Jato mat tato path. As many, Sri Ramakrishna's message. As many faiths, so many paths. Then he wrote the Buddha's mantra, the verse of resolution. Yasane shushatu me shariram tagastimam sampralayancha jatu aprapya bodhi bahukalpa durlabam naivasanat kayamatasya lishyate. Let my body, my flesh, bone fall apart in this place. Without attaining Nirvana, I shall not move. And Buddha got Nirvana. All these maxims and messages were written on the wall when they would move and they would see these messages. You know, we get a lot of history of those olden days, how the disciples of Ramakrishna lived. April 16th, 1953, Almora, Boshishan's house. It was at midnight in summer, very hot. Swamiji was asking his attendant, hey, could you bring some ice for me? He had a desire to drink some ice water. Dukshin Belur Math was a village. Where will you get ice? Then disciple said, of course, Swamiji, I can get some ice, but you will have to wait. He went to the ferry ghat and asked the boatman, he was at home, hey, could you cross me to the Ganges? He went to the other side from the Baranagar, from the shop, he brought some ice and came and Swamiji, this is the ice for you. Very good, very good. You see, Swamiji was in America for many years, then sometimes he used to keep ice and water, not that he used to put water in the ice, milk, water surrounded by ice. Sometimes you people cool the wine bottle, I saw some places. Big bottle of wine, all the ice cubes all around to make your alcohol cool. So that is the way Swamiji used to drink water. But we had to pay a lot of money for this ice and for the ferryman. It doesn't matter. Money is meant for spending. Why are you so much worried about money? He said when Swamiji passed away, Brahmananda and Turiyananda are in Vrindavan. And my father and myself also are in Vrindavan. So I was very close to Swami Turiyananda and I had to pass through Swami Brahmananda's room. And I was so scared of him. I never went near him. But Turiyananda asked me, go, Swami Maharaj is very loving. I was scared. One day Maharaj called me, hey, come here. Why are you afraid of me? Well, saying this, my fear left. Then he became an attendant of Swami Brahmananda. Then he was talking. Swami Brahmananda is supposed to back to Belur Math. On the way, they stopped Allahabad and they went to see Vindhyachal, a famous temple of the Divine Mother, Vindheshwari. It was a full new moon night. Swami Brahmananda asked him, hey, get up, dress, put on warm clothing, cap, muffler. Let us go. Where shall we go? We are going to see the mother. Maharaj had a lantern in hand, one stick in his hand, another hand, and a blanket, very cold, a blanket all over his body. In this way he was walking at midnight. When he came in front of the temple, seeing him, everybody gave room, so he sat in front. The door was still closed. The priest was decorating the deity. When the decoration was over, the moment they opened the door, the priest, seeing Swami Brahmananda, Aye Maharaj, come inside. He entered inside and he started to cry. And then he went into Samadhi. Then after a while he became normal, came out. And they asked Swami Ambikananda, now sing some divine songs on the Divine Mother. And all people flocked and saw him. You know, when Swami Brahmananda would go and see the deities, he could see the deity living. We see, a stone image or wooden image. He see the living image. Well, then we came back from the temple and again went to bed. Well, another time we went for picnic. Our host took us to a mountain and for picnic. Maharaj said, let them cook, let us go, and top of the hill. And there he sat and immersed in samadhi, in deep meditation. They are waiting for food. But later on, he came in the afternoon and had some food. I am just telling these stories that how the disciples of Ramakrishna lived in this world. They are God-intoxicated people, illumined souls. They are spiritual dynamos. They helped. Just you sit near them, that is enough. You not have to practice any spiritual disciplines, your mind will automatically rise. That is the power, spiritual power. Swami asked him to sing a song. It's a beautiful line. Deva avashan holo ki kori avasya mon uttarite bhavanadi koreche ki ayojon. Ayushur jasta jay dekhiye na devatay bhuliye royeche maha moh maya harayeche tattva-gyan. Oh my, he is addressing the mind. Oh my mind, what are you doing? The sun is going to set, is about to set. The time is running out. When will you cross this turbulent ocean of Maya? Your longevity is diminishing every day without seeing God. You are completely hypnotized by Maya. Try to attain that true knowledge of God. But sometimes our monastery was very poor, we did not have sufficient food. But Swami Brahmananda used to send me time to time to my home so that I can have some food, good food at home. But one day I saw Maharaj was sitting in the shrine. I bowed down to him and asked, Maharaj, will you bless me that I could have samadhi? Yes, he will get samadhi. 10th May 1953, Swami wrote all these things in his diary, Swami Dhireshananda. Swamiji came back from America second time, it was 1900, December. This young boy was 16 years old. Swamiji came. With shoes on, he went to the shrine and sat on Sri Ramakrishna's bed and was talking to the master. What a relationship he had with Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji, that he mentioned in his diary. He mentioned about Swamiji's goat. His name was Matru. When Swamiji sometimes would sing and Matru, the goat would dance. So once the goat was very sick, Swamiji wanted a veterinary doctor. Swamiji took this goat and he's a camp cot in his room. He put the cot and put the blanket on because the goat. Then the doctor came and said, where is the patient? But they saw the patient is in bed, the goat. Do you know what that means? Illumined souls, love spreads everywhere. Animals, human beings, animals, everywhere. Birds, beasts, trees, plants. His love spread everywhere. He mentioned Swamiji was a prophet. Brahmananda, all these things, they are all same age, classmates, and but when Swamiji returned from America, people saw it a great change. They are scared of him. They are hesitant to go near him. He was in such a high, lofty mood. Swami mentioned about this thing. In the Vrindavan, Swami Brahmananda was very hungry. So he was asking Turyananda, brother, bring some food. So he went to the village and brought some roti, some bajra, some kind of corn roti he brought, dry. Then it is hard to swallow. They put water there and make it a little soft and swallow it. And they again started to practice meditation. How much austerity these people teach for God realization that he mentioned. It is near Kusum Sarovar. He said, Sri Ramakrishna one day told Brahmananda, you must sit for meditation morning and evening punctually, same time. Then do you know why they do that kind of thing? You condition your stomach that I shall give you breakfast at 7 o'clock, lunch at 1 o'clock, and supper at 7 o'clock. So your stomach will demand food all those times. It is this becomes a habit, that my breakfast time, my lunch time, my supper time. Similarly, if you condition your mind that I shall give you meditation, in the evening, in the morning at 6 o'clock, evening at 6 o'clock, your stomach will demand meditation at that time. That is the reason they are very particular about timing. How you condition your mind. So he was talking about Brahmana, Sri Ramakrishna told him, sir, it is dry, I am not getting any experience, what shall I do? So Sri Ramakrishna did not say anything. Brahmananda went to the temple, not outside in the Nath Mandir, he sat there. And Sri Ramakrishna entered inside the Kali temple of Dakshineshwar. All of a sudden, Brahmananda saw a light came from the mother's temple and engulfed him. And he was so scared, he ran away. He went to Sri Ramakrishna's room and waiting for the master. Sri Ramakrishna came back, hello, you came back so early today? Sir, I saw something, I could not bear it, so I came back. Well, you were complaining that you were not getting any experience, and when you get experience, you were scared, you run away, and you complain? That is said. Very funny story. Well, my mother saw that Sri Ramakrishna's body was just like luminous, like crystal. Seeing his own body, Sri Ramakrishna prayed to the Divine Mother, Mother, ordinary human beings will be scared of me seeing this form. Please go within, give me this human form, so that my divine form will be within. He mentioned those stories. But my mother saw Sri Ramakrishna's body complexion was golden color. My father used to arrange kirtan and inviting Sri Ramakrishna in our home. And Sri Ramakrishna one day was dancing in our courtyard, and all devotees were dancing with him and singing and dancing. Then he came inside the house. My mother wanted to give him refreshment. So my mother used to make sandesh, special sandesh for the master. Sri Ramakrishna ate. He asked her, what do you want? I want to feed you. So she fed him. Very few people could touch Sri Ramakrishna, you see. In that connection, I remember when Sri Ramakrishna was suffering from cancer in Kashipur, he could not swallow anything. solid. So what happened, this woman, Nisarini, carried some beautiful sandesh which she cooked by herself, made herself, and said, Master, I have come with some food. You want to feed me? Yes. All right. Sri Ramakrishna opened his mouth. She gave one sandesh. Sri Ramakrishna ate. Are you happy now? No. Eat one more. Again Sri Ramakrishna ate another. Are you happy now? No. Eat more. No. I shall not eat anymore. I shall eat your sandesh through my subtle body. It so happened. This woman, later, Swami Ambikananda said, my mother had uduri, dropsy. Her body swelled with accumulation of water. And it was Sri Ramakrishna's birthday. They have a big family. They are all making... Swamiji went to their home and composed that song, Stapakaya Dharmaisya. That salutation mantra was composed in their home. I went there a few years ago. Anyhow, she developed, which can make the... No. All through my life, I cooked for Sri Ramakrishna. I made sandesh for him. I shall go. You carry my body to the kitchen. He told her daughters-in-law, you carry me to the kitchen. There I shall make the sandesh for the master. And he made. The master was very fond of my sandesh. Do you know these things, how I feel? What is called love? Do you really love? That shows through your action whether you really love or not. And when she died, that is a beautiful story. She took the picture of Sri Ramakrishna on his chest, Jai Ramakrishna, died. Amazing, this woman. And always amazing, these women devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Well, my father saw that when Sri Ramakrishna was dancing, a luminous form dancing. Then he asked his brother, Swami Ambikananda said, uncle, did you see anything? No, I see it's normal. Then he realized that it is Sri Ramakrishna showed his spiritual divine form to him. Then Swami told another beautiful story. One young man came to Dakshineshwar. Sri Ramakrishna saw a very good sign. He gave him some advice and said, you stick out your tongue. And through the finger, he wrote a mantra on there. And he was in ecstasy. He returned home. His wife, he has children. His wife saw that her husband was just like a drunkard. Does not talk, cries, as if he is drunk. Then she was crying, what happened? Then she heard that her husband went to Dakshineshwar and Sri Ramakrishna did this thing to him. That woman with other few women went to Dakshineshwar with a carriage, horse carriage, and she burst into tears in Sri Ramakrishna's room. You ruined my husband's life. I have children who will look after my family. You destroyed my husband. Sri Ramakrishna was a little bit embarrassed. What happened? He does not talk, he is crying and all these things. Oh my, I'm sorry. Perhaps I give heavy dose. Could you bring your husband to me back? So she immediately ran to her home and brought her husband back. Then Sri Ramakrishna again said, now stick out your tongue again. And then wrote a mantra, a reverse mantra. So that the samadhi can go away. Then they said, all right, now you go home. Amazing. Sri Ramakrishna could do all sorts of things. One day Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, in the mother's room, a visitor came and said, "Hello, what kind of image is this? Is it made of stone or each kind of metals or wood?" Sri Ramakrishna looked at that man. Whether this image is made of wood or stone or 8 metals, Ashtadhatu. Sri Ramakrishna did not say anything. Then he got up and went near the image of the mother, and he was singing and pressing mother's hands. Really? Mother's hand is so soft and tender, and this rascal says that is it made of wood or stone? Sri Ramakrishna. Mother is living, just like flesh, human body. And this fellow says, is it made of stone? She is ever conscious, Chinmayi. He mentioned Swamiji was a Brahmo. He did not believe in God with form. He did not believe non-dualism. He did not believe in Guru. He did not believe in reincarnation. He was a Brahmo. And those things he taught in America. Sri Ramakrishna changed his mind. He was a jnani, no devotion. So Sri Ramakrishna wanted to bring devotion in his mind. Hey, eat the Jagannath Prasad. It will give you devotion. Sir, I don't believe in it. Tu Durbogun Manish. Do you believe the effect of an object in your human body? Some food is laxative. Some food is constipative. Do you believe these things? Yes, it is science. It is science. Same thing, it is a science that this prasad brings devotion. You see, Sri Ramakrishna is very, very rational person. Then he put some Jagannath prasad inside the Sandesh and gave Swamiji to eat, so that no one can have some devotion. And that's Swamiji, how he changed. When he came to America, do you know what did he do? He brought a jar of Ganges water with him. And in America, sometimes he used to drink that Ganges water. He mentioned about that I went with Brahmananda to Kamakhya. Kamakhya is now, previously was Assam, now Mega. There is a Mother's Temple, very famous Mother's Temple in Kamakhya. I went there in 1982. There they worship the Virgin Girl. Swamiji also did it. So this Swami wanted to worship the Divine Mother, according to the instruction of Swami Brahmananda. That little girl, generally, all those little girls are walking around the temple and saying, "Hello, do you want to worship me? Do you want to worship?" Just 7, 8 years girl, 9, 10 years old girl. They're walking around the temple complex. "Hey, do you want to worship me? Do you want to worship me?" So he got this girl and, "Hey, you want to worship me? You will have to give me a beautiful cloth." So Swami bought a beautiful cloth and gave to her. Then he said, after the worship, he said, "Now you bless me." So the little girl was slapping on the Swami's head and said, "I bless you, I bless you, I bless you." তোর মনস্কামনা পূর্ণ হোক, let all of your wishes be fulfilled. I was laughing. He was talking about in the monastery, Swamiji used to smoke habal bubble. And Swamiji made a rule that in the monastery, the smoking things, you will have to put in the corner of that place, one place. So Swami Shivananda smoked his habal bubble and put that habal bubble in a different place. When Swamiji came and saw it, he became mad. What is this? Many distinguished people come to the monastery, they should see that everything is very organized, not haphazard, unclean. So he said, who did it? Well, Swami Shivananda. Swamiji called Mahapurush. Because Swamiji, he was 9-10 years older than Swamiji. So Swamiji used to respect him. Tarukda, yes. You put that thing there, it's supposed to be here. Then he took that hubble bubble and hit on the floor and broke it. Now you go and buy a new one and put it to the right place. Because Sri Ramakrishna taught us, you must put the thing to the right place. Sometimes, you search, where is my watch? And we have a devotee here. She used to always lose her car key. Where is my car key? Where is my car key? We used to search the car key in the whole house. Later on, we keep 3 car keys for her. No. So many beautiful stories Swami said. Well, I shall stop here today. My time is over. These are the eyewitnesses' accounts of Swamiji's, Sri Ramakrishna's direct disciples. And there are so many things to learn from these people. And I'm glad I told you that I worked on this book. Stories, these are the proof. Prachin Sadhudev Katha. These will come in one volume has already come out, the next volume will be out. And eventually somebody started to translate it into English, and I am giving you this preview so that you can have some taste that what are those things in that book, so that you can understand. There are so many beautiful teachings are there. Thank you. Madhupatarithayate madhuksharanti sindhavaham madhvi-irna santoshadhihe madhunaktam utoshasi madhumat parthivagum rajaham madhudaurastu na pita madhumanno banaspatir madhumagumastu suryaham madhvirgabo bhavantuna. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the winds blow sweetly. May the rivers flow sweetly. May earths and plants be sweet to us. May days and nights be sweet to us. May the sun shine on us sweetly. May the earth be sweet to us. May the cows yield us sweet milk. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be blissful. Om, peace, 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 beautiful.